If you've twisted your ankle and you have pain here, you might have done some damage to the ligaments, and rehab can be a game changer when it comes to healing and getting you back on your feet. Now, before we dive into specific rehab exercises, let's talk about the importance of consulting with a physio or healthcare professional. This is especially important if you've had an injury because there are different grades. So it depends on the severity of this and also the nature of the injury, as you want to rule out any bony injuries such as a fracture, especially if you've got a lot of swelling and bruising and struggling to weight bear, as this will have a different approach to recovery. However, this swelling and bruising can come with higher grade ligament sprains, and the vast majority can build back up with rehab, but make sure to get it checked if you're unsure. So let's get into the rehab exercises you can do for an ankle sprain. And we have 9 in total, but some of which will come later on in the rehab journey. Exercise 1 is range of motion. This is the earliest one to get on straight away. Just go into a tolerable range. If pain is too extreme, then reduce the range and work on gradually building that up. Exercise 2 is balance. This is really based on an individual basis. You want to find a position where you can balance for around 30 seconds, but you're finding it a challenge. If you keep losing your balance or it's bringing pain and you can't hold it and it's too hard, you need to make it easier. But if you're doing it with ease and no challenge, then you need to make it harder. Ways to progress this will be adding movement, adding a less stable surface, or closing your eyes. For these next set of exercises, start working on these once the range of motion has improved and is less painful. So exercise 3 is dorsiflexion raises. This is to work the tibialis anterior, a commonly neglected muscle. You'll have your back against the wall and your feet forward, lifting your toes up. The further forward your feet are, the harder this is, so adjust accordingly. Exercise 4 is calf raises. Raising your heels up off the floor, holding for a second and slowly lowering. If that's too easy, there's options for this to progress. You can do it off a step, on a single leg, or adding weight. If it's too hard initially, then do a seated version and build it up. Exercise 5 is cable inversion. Use a cable and the cuff for this placed around your toes. Sit on the floor with your legs straight out, and an important point with this exercise is to try and get all the movement with the foot rather than from the hip. So the knee should be still when doing this and all the movement should be at the ankle. Exercise 6 is a cable eversion, a similar position with you sat on the floor and your leg out and the cuff around your foot, but this time going the other way. Again, an important note is to make sure movement is coming at the ankle and not the hip, so your knee should be kept still and just the foot moving. These next set of exercises are the ones coming later on in the rehab journey, so you should be okay with all these other exercises we've just mentioned before moving on to this next set. So exercise 7 is a plantar flexion farmer's walk. This is walking like a normal farmer's walk, but being on your toes, so the ankle has to work stabilizing more. You can progress this by adding more weight. Exercise 8 is the sled. This is as you start returning more to normal and you're going to be putting more through the ankle. So start with it light and slow, and you can do a really good build up on this, working to get heavier and more explosive as you're trying to push it faster. Exercise 9 is jumps. This is towards the final stage where almost having no pain and you're testing the ankle's response to jumps here. By the time you're getting to the jumps with exercise 9 and it's no issue, then you can start returning to running or sports by then. Just also build them in a graded manner. Just remember, with this, it can take a long time for ligaments to recover, especially if it's severe. You'll be looking at more months rather than weeks to be getting back to normal. So don't force and rush things, no matter how frustrating it can get, as you'll likely set it back. For further guidance on other changes and modifications to make on how to structure rep ranges and when to progress, watch this video here. And with the right plan and dedication, you'll be well on your way to a strong, healthy ankle. Thanks for watching.